Hey, Yael.
Hey team.
Hi all.
Hi
Hey,
everyone.
Yael.
Hello. Hi everyone and welcome to the Client Engagement Forum of the Matchery Programme launch event. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Yael Kochman. I'm an open innovation expert and previously one of the co-founders of Retech, where I worked with hundreds of businesses across the UK and other countries as well, such as ASOS, Marks and Spencer, and others, to help them drive innovation and impact by leveraging cutting-edge tech solutions coming out of Israel. In the next 30 minutes or so, we'll dive into the unique world of technology for customer engagement. We'll discuss the challenges faced by SMEs today and how to overcome them, and what type of tech solutions can help SMEs, especially during these challenging times. But before that, let's begin with some real life examples with presentations of two interesting and very relevant solutions. We have two startups with us today. Each startup will have up to 5 minutes to present. So, guys, please be wary of the time. And the first one that I'd like to invite is Max Blufband, CEO of Appsvillage.
Hi, thank you
Hi,
very much.
Max.
Hi, thank you very much for having me here. So let's start dive directly into the business, if it's okay with you. So I'll share my screen, just a second. Yeah. So basically, Appsvillage is, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, we
Good.
see the screen.
Thank you. So basically, Appsvillage is an AI-based automated marketing platform for SMBs. To make it, again, straightforward to the business, we currently reach more than 7,000 paying SMBs and help them to get more traffic to their business. And if I will, in 60 minutes, 60 seconds, sorry, I will determine, I think, the number one problem of all the businesses that are moving from the physical place to the digital place. So SMBs are struggling to get more traffic. And everyone knows that to get more traffic, you need to do advertisement. However, the main challenge is how to get effective, how to get or to reach, how to make an effective advertisement. As everyone knows, also Facebook and Google and TikTok, which I think that those are the main channels for advertisement. You can easily spend money there, but it's very hard to get into results, or at least to understand the results and how to get an efficient traffic from those channels. And for that, just to give you an example, if you look on Facebook, only 5% of the SMBs create actually ads there. And most of the SMBs do not use the Facebook, also not the TikTok, also, of course, by themselves. If they are a sophisticated one, they spend thousands of dollars to get in agencies and money and time and everything, but most of them do not do that as well. The reason for that is because to advertise on Facebook, just for as an example, you need to be a pro. You need to understand what does it mean to set a marketing objectives, to create A/B testing, budget optimization, cost control, regulations, creatives, Facebook pixel, etc. And those are and impossible capabilities for the SMBs. And if you take all three of those, the TikTok, the Google, the Facebook, if you want to make a campaign, you need to understand what is the best channel for you. Maybe all three of those, or only one, or only two of those. And Appsvillage actually solved that and break this barrier by enabling the SMBs to advertise very easily everywhere. We're about to release, actually in a week, the optimized version that called AdRabbit, that helps you efficiently to create and to get leads and sales to your digital asset, if it's an e-commerce site or if it's a site or any kind of product that you want or service that you want to promote from your business. So basically, you will download the app from the App Store or the Google Play, and once you log in with your Facebook page, you just need to set your goal. Would you like to get your leads by call or WhatsApp, or just to have traffic, or by your messenger, or you would like to advertise your e-commerce site with some specific products? After you've decided what's your intent, or what's your main goal, will also help you very easily with a very efficient or nice creative that's suitable to your business to create the creativity and the ad for your business. Of course, you can upload your own creative or your own video, etc. But we're actually starting the cycle by determine your objective to create your ad. You can of course edit it and select to add some templates and stuff. But at the end of the day, you close this short cycle with selecting your budget, if it's $25 for 5 leads or $100 for 25 leads, etc. By doing that, our backend system, our AI backend system, takes your ad and the relevant information that we have on your business and creates the most efficient ads in the most efficient channel, either if it's Facebook or Google or TikTok, and hopefully to create you the best winning leads or sales for your business. We also included here a small CRM that you're gathering all your leads or all the people that obtain your ad and actually are interested.
Max, sorry, your time is up, so maybe just one sentence to
Yeah.
conclude.
Yes, in a sense, yeah, we've started it with a small pilot with hundreds of SMBs, and we're about to open it in a week to UK, Canada, and the US. Just look for Ed Rabbit, and we're happy to assist you to promote your business. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Max, so much. And our next presenter is Liron Feingold, Senior Product Manager at Gaviti. Hi, Liron.
Hello. Thanks, Yael. Nice to meet you all. Let me just share my screen for a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So thank you for the intro. My name is Liron Feingold, and I'm leading Gaviti's product development. I'm really excited to share with you today who we are and what we do. So I'll start with this surprising metric, in my opinion, that 43% of the total value of B2B invoices was overdue. Overdue means you had to pay your B2B invoice to a business you got service from, and you didn't pay it on time. And that creates all sorts of challenges for the business that just didn't got paid. Someone's
Guys,
not on mute.
If you can all just put yourselves on mute. Thank you.
Thanks. So this comes as a result of, for example, 16% of invoices are overdue by more than 90 days. Last year, it was just 10%. So obviously, COVID is presenting the market with some new challenges. Moreover, 4% of the receivables are being written off. Written off, for those not familiar with the term, it means that the company that should have received the money is officially acknowledging that it's not going to get paid. And again, last year that was just 1%, so 4 times during this lovely COVID year. So when we speak to our clients and prospects, and we sell globally, so we have American clients, European clients, Israeli ones as well. They're reporting numerous challenges for which they are coming to Gaviti to resolve. They are mostly looking to increase their cash flow. So cash flow is very obvious for any business. You need cash coming in so you'd be able to spend it and run your business. And reduce their daily sales outstanding, which is also known as DSO. These are 2 very main finance metrics that Gaviti helps you to improve and get better at. Also, collection processes are also very, very manual and require significant administrative effort, whether it be generating the invoices, sending them over email, calling your clients, following up on payment, checking up on them, and sending more reminders. Both clients and internal stakeholders are getting harder and harder to engage. Paying your invoices is no one's main line of business, right? And with COVID and being very focused on your business and keeping it vital, businesses are less focused on doing that. So it's really hard to engage people within the company and outside of it to get the liquidity issue solved. With COVID and remote working processes that are not transparent to both sides, it's becoming a greater pain also. So many of us are working from home, you can see by the backgrounds, and it's becoming an issue both for the finance team itself and both for the clients that are working with, are also working from home, and transparency is really, really important. So what is Gaviti? Gaviti is a software as a service solution that helps B2B businesses get paid faster. You can use our collection automation tools as well as our bilateral platform, which increases customer engagement and on-time payments. The platform was designed by our founders after they struggled with these challenges themselves in other roles they took before. And they couldn't really find a ready solution that managed the communication plans as effective as they wanted to. Our platform lets you focus on letting your staff focus on problem solving instead of just administrative work. Leave the routine collection task to the Gaviti automation and easily have access to data and help you make better decisions.
Liron, we're out of time, so just...
Yeah, I'm wrapping it up, almost done.
Thank you.
So these are some of the verticals and clients we serve. So we have some software and industrial, also logistics, business services. We pretty much cater to every vertical that works in B2B. These are some notes and feedback we get.
Sorry,
from
Liron, just
clients.
one last sentence, please.
Sure. That's it. Gaviti helps you get paid faster. It helps you with the collection processes and increase the customer engagement, getting more responses and getting more payments on time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Liron, and thank you, Max. We promised you to see some interesting solutions, so I hope we delivered on that. And now I'm actually delighted to invite Tim Adler, editor of smallbusiness.co.uk, which is the #1 website for SMEs in Britain. Last year, it was actually named alongside the BBC and the Daily Telegraph for the excellence of its journalism. So we're very happy to have you with us today, Tim.
Hello.
Hi, Tim. I'm gonna
yes.
feature you here on the Zoom. Here.
Can you see me?
Yes, we all see you.
Yes. For us, the pandemic has been good business. We hit 7 million page views last year. It's rare for small business and the issues facing small businesses to be right at the top of the news agenda night after night, but they were. It's been, I listened to a quote this week from Microsoft that said that this pandemic has accelerated 5 years worth of change into 1 year. And I was wondering, the question I had for you, Yael, was really, how has the pandemic affected SMEs, and which trends do you think are going to stay with us long after we've got through this crisis?
So for me, the pandemic has made a tremendous effect. I actually had my own small businesses with 4 employees, which I had to close due to the pandemic. Obviously, the whole retail industry is going through massive transformation, which was long due, I must say. And it's really exciting to see that businesses are really going more and more towards digitalization, but unfortunately that really affected my business and I had to shut it down. And yeah, in Israel we see a lot of small businesses being affected by the pandemic. I assume the same in the UK as well.
Well, yes, of course, and at the moment we're in a bit of a fool's paradise because of all the government help. We don't really understand yet how bad it's going to get as we emerge. And both our countries are blessed that we've had very efficient vaccination programs. So we will it's yet to see how we're going to emerge from this pandemic and how bad the damage is going to be. It may be that many businesses that weren't viable even before the pandemic will just go out of business. That's something that struck me with some of the high street brands that have already said they're not opening their doors again.
Right.
It's always that chain of restaurants. You always thought, well, it was always a bit of a rubbish chain of restaurants, or the retail brand that hasn't kept up, looks very dated. I mean, just sticking with this retail question, I mean, of all the sectors, it seems to me that the pandemic has affected retail the most, or will do, as we slowly reopen.
Yeah.
How is the role of retail going to change after the pandemic? How can retailers get customers back into their shops?
I'm not a retailer myself, but
Yeah.
I did help a lot of retailers just before the pandemic to implement a lot of different technology solutions. I think I know that there are a lot of, I think, Tim, we already had this conversation, and I believe you said that you think that that the pandemic will basically, the trend that we're seeing towards more and more people buying online will continue growing. I have a slightly different opinion. I think that obviously, yes, it has grown, e-commerce has grown due to the pandemic. It has been on the rise even before so. But physical retail will never go away. People will never be in a situation where they only, stay at home, shop from home, never go outside, never meet people, never experience things. And I think the key here is the world experience, right? Because the experience is very, very different when you're online shopping for yourself. And yeah, of course, there are many different tools today that can help you consult with your friends online, bring them into the conversation, shop with influencers, many different things. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like, going out to the mall or to the high street with your friends or with your family and just, trying out different things and seeing what's out there. So I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. And at the end of the pandemic, when, we're all vaccinated and hopefully safe, what will be is a hybrid reality, right? Because if we have a specific need that we know what we know what we want to get, we know where we want to get it, the easiest thing is to just go online to the website, buy it and get on with it. But if we are out there for the experience or for shopping for something that we're not sure what we're trying to get, like a present or whatever it may be, or if we need something immediately, like groceries, and we can't wait for a few hours or for a day or two until we get the groceries. I often start cooking and only then remember that I forgot to buy some ingredients, and I send my husband to the store to get it. Right now the food is already in the oven, so I need the ingredients ASAP. So I think at the end of the day, it depends on the need and the thing, the situation apparently. And I wanted to ask you, Tim, from your experience, what challenges do SMEs have when it comes to implementing technologies? Because we talked a lot about technologies today. We've seen two amazing tools. But we know that a lot of the businesses are not necessarily implementing so many tools. Why is that? What are the challenges? And maybe if you have some ideas of how to overcome those challenges.
Well, I think historically, the UK's problem has been productivity. UK productivity ranks right at the bottom of the developed countries, and that's partly, I think, because of underinvestment, and that could be a difference after the pandemic. I think this administration has really grasped the fact that our future lies in technology, high value jobs, green technology, rather than old fashioned business models. I mean, it always struck me a good example is when I was a child, you had automatic car washers. They've kind of disappeared. And instead, we had all these hand car washers appearing all over London and every city. But in terms of productivity, because businesses haven't invested in technology, it's badly affected UK productivity. And I think that one thing that will come out of the pandemic is increased investment in technology, which in turn means increased productivity.
There's actually a comment in the chat from someone from the audience saying that the cost is a barrier, but we know that there are many solutions. Like we just heard from Wix, that building a website is free. If you want to connect your domain, it's a few dozen dollars or pounds per year. It's not a massive cost. Do you think that really the cost is the true barrier, or?
Well, I think it's a barrier, and I think that software as a service, monthly subscription models really bring this technology, down. It's something that the government's recognised in tomorrow's big government budget announcement. Apparently, there's a new £350 million scheme offering digital training to small businesses, and also offering to help pay for discounted software. So I think the government gets it. But actually, having talked to a lot of small businesses, it's not really a question of being able to afford the software, it's what you do with it. And I do think there's a real gap for training. This software is so powerful, it's so flexible, it can do so much. And yet most businesses only use a fraction of its capability. So yes to software, yes, monthly subscriptions make it more affordable, but I think there's also a real need for training and software training when it comes to using the technology.
I agree, completely agree. There was another question in the chat from Graham, I think, who has closed his physical business and built websites, but there are no sales on the website. So I think the challenge here is very broad, right? Because we don't know if there are no sales because there's no traffic, there are no people coming to the websites, or maybe people are coming and they're not buying. But I think that it's really kind of a change in mindset, right? If you need to focus only on digital channels, then you really have to maybe even, hire an expert or do some research and learn how to get people to go to your website, whether it's, using your social media channels or using an email list that you created over the years, or doing some digital advertising. But you have to find first a way to bring the people to the website, and then you have to find a way while they're there to give them what they want, and to make sure that they're completing the whole process.
Well, yes, I mean, visibility is the problem for all of us now. I mean, the internet seems to have given each of us a tiny little megaphone that we can shout our message through, and how you can cut through all the noise is a big question. I mean, one of the things that's also surprising about the pandemic is how the number of small businesses in Britain that didn't even have a website, and they've had to scramble to create one to be able to sell online. They were just selling direct through Instagram, or, and I would have thought that having your own website is absolutely key for any business. And that makes me think that really another effect of the pandemic is that every small business now is to some extent a digital business. Every physical business needs to at least have a website or some kind of digital channel. So maybe one effect of the pandemic is, it's accelerated trends that we were seeing, and in effect, all businesses are now digital businesses, even if they have physical spaces as well. And it's all something we're going to have to get used to.
So you think that every business needs to be digital?
I think that every business now must have a digital component, and one of the effects of the pandemic has been to get rid of any resistance to adoption of digital technology. I mean, what the pandemic has done is it hasn't created something new. It's accelerated trends that we were seeing anyway, and that drive towards digitization. But now with everybody working remotely, with finance teams working remotely, it's not a nice to have anymore. You've got to have it. It's an existential problem, digitization for your business, and you've got to embrace it. So that is going to be, a big change that's going to stay with us.
Right. There is a comment in the chat again talking about the importance of training and the software, the people who are behind the softwares and are building the software, giving a notion of, everyone can use it, but they really forget what it's like to not even have the basis skills of, of using this software. And I think it's really important that, software providers will start maybe adapting their product to different levels of expertise and maybe providing more support to those who are just starting out with that.
I mean, sometimes I'm sure we've all experienced it. Talking to IP people is like talking Martian, and it's so difficult to communicate with them sometimes, and they don't see things through the lens of the end user or the average person like you and me. So I think that's going to be a great opportunity going forward as this technology becomes more powerful, more invasive. We've all got to use it. That there is going to be a big need for people to become trainers and train small businesses in how to use this technology to improve productivity.
The question is, first, how do you choose even the right technology to start working with, right? Because there are so many different tools out there. And I think not even from a cost point of view, but also from a productivity point of view, I can't just start, using different softwares just to see if it's working for my business or not. So I think this is where also the wisdom of the crowd can go into place, and having forums with like-minded people who also have similar businesses and share the experience of what you've already tried and what worked, what didn't work. I think that's crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for any small business, I would recommend create a peer group, find a mentor. Talk between equals is so important. I mean, if it set up a WhatsApp group with other businesses like yours, so you can share experiences, that can be so helpful.
Right. I see that they're sending us back to the main room in 2 minutes. So if anyone from the audience maybe has a question.
Yes, Tim, if I may ask, hi, it's Nirit Ayal. I'm from a tech company working with mobile websites. What would be the best way to approach small to medium businesses as software and tech companies?
Well, of course, the best way to approach small businesses would be to advertise on smallbusiness.co.uk. Failing that, the second best option would be to, in the UK, we have organisations called LEPs, Local Enterprise Partnerships, which are connection hubs. They call themselves hubs for small businesses around the country. There's around 30 of them, and they're divided up by region. That's a good way to connect with small businesses, make yourselves known to them. And I would also say, I mean, we're very lucky that the Federation of Small Businesses, you heard Mike Cherry earlier, they really are a very hard-working members organisation compared to some. So again, I would say get in touch with the FSB, and they might, put you in touch with their members.
And also this Matchery program, I mean, they're putting together a portfolio of different solutions that that can be exposed to the audience. So I think that's a great opportunity. We have a few seconds left. So Tim, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us today, and also our startups and